What's going on, y'all? Good morning and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about do not accept gifts. Do not accept gifts from the narcissist. That is a form of hoovering, it is a form of love bombing. Every time you accept gifts, even after you tell them, okay, just give me some time, it's like you're giving them the key to come back in. So we don't want to give them the false impression that this is their second chance. So one of the best ways to even avoid the hoover to continue is by declining the gifts. They always come back with some type of offerings, as a way to get back into your life. And that's something that, it had been coming to my mind lately. I just kept hearing, don't accept gifts, don't accept gifts. And I know that I'm talking to somebody. I've already spoke to them about it. And I gave them the advice not to accept any gifts from this very toxic person who just up and abandoned them, just up and ghost them. And they started to tell me how they were feeling confused and feeling unwanted, out of place, and, just didn't feel any love. And it was like they mentioned how it was when it was good, but then when it's bad, how it really weighs down on their spirit and they don't like that feeling. So they were like, I started to see the early signs of it happening again, and I decided to just go ahead and pack my bags and leave. And I was like, you made the right decision. And I was so happy to hear that. So, as we went on with the conversation, they were just explaining to me how this person has started to slowly back away from them. And, just all the red flags of a narcissist, and in the way they, when they kind of like show you that there is someone else. And it may not, necessarily be like someone that they're getting involved with, in a certain way. It can be just any source of supply that they can benefit off of, so it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating, but either way it goes, it's the things that they do to constantly show you that you are not a first priority and that your feelings doesn't matter. So when they disrespectfully, show you this side of them time and time again, chances are they're going to continue to do it because they know that they have you in a place to where, you're not going anywhere. So it's good that this person expressed how these early signs just made them, take a huge step forward as far as cutting off the narcissist, just cutting them off, because this is not for you. And I was so happy to hear that, I was so happy to hear that. And it's just like, I just kept hearing the message of don't accept gifts, don't accept gifts. And I'm like, I know who this is for. And so I had to let them know that. And so I'm spreading this message to y'all also, like, do not accept gifts after you decide to, to walk out. When you decide to make a very, very difficult decision to make the first move, don't think because the narcissist has abandoned you that they are on top of things, that they're winning. Look at it as a way that, you already know their habits. You're used to the way they do things. So with that being said, don't look at it as, well, they left me first. Give yourself permission to say, I closed the door first. I walked out first. I made one of the best moves that I could make for my life. And that's to walk out on a narcissist. That's to just be the final discard. And I know that it's a process and it's a long journey ahead, and it's difficult and it's emotional because there's a lot of emotional attachment. But when you start to, like separate the emotions from reality, that's where the lesson comes in at. and you can see clearly that, you know, it was all just smoke and mirrors. It wasn't real. You know, they weren't in it for the long run. They weren't in it for the real deal. They'll just come back when they want to come back because they've run out of supply somewhere else. They just have a bad habit of doing what they do, and there's no excuse for it. So it's just like, accept it for what it is and be proud of yourself that you made that decision to end things without it, you know, coming to a huge blow up. Because that's what the narcissists want you to do. They want you to be confused and run behind them and beg them for an explanation. And it's like the person said, I've been here before, and it comes a time when it's exhausting. It's exhausting to the spirit. It's exhausting to you physically. You know, it takes a toll on your mentality. It's just like you deserve better, and you're finally starting to see that this is not what you want. So, you know, it's a good thing to make that step of walking out, but it's another thing to not accept a narcissist back into your life. One of the number one tactics they use as far as hoovering is bearing gifts. I come with this for you. I come with that for you. You know, that's how they get back into your life. But that's only if you allow it. So once you start to show the narcissist that, you know, thank you, but no thank you, I'm good, and you don't have to buy me anything. You have to kind of like set the ground rules going forward. You have to let them know you don't have to buy me anything because I don't want it. You know, and you're going to feel so good about yourself, because I remember back when my narc coworker, it's like when I started to notice the patterns of her after she smeared my name and so-called punished me and just manipulated this whole situation to make me look like a bad person. It's like every time she came back around and tried to come back into my life, it was always with gifts, and it's always random things. You know, well, the random things come when they get very, very desperate to come back into your life after you have, you know, just showed them that you're just not interested at all, you know. And they don't get that no means no. But when it comes to, you know, accepting gifts from them, that gives them the ideal that things can go forward. So don't give them, you know, any type of false hope that there's a chance to get back with you. Always turn them down. Always turn the gifts down, you know, and let them know ahead of time that you don't have to buy me anything. It's always good to let the narc know that they're wasting their time, you know. So I'm going to end this video now. I've made it to work. I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.